I told you I was going to video more Doxa. Exquisite Timepieces, authorized dealer for Doxa and over 60 other brands, gives me the access. Gives you guys the access. Link in the description to this watch and direct contact information to get a hold of my guy there, Tyler. Tell him I sent you. And if there's some other brand that you're looking at, odds are Exquisite Timepieces has it. They're kind of a big deal. They're a powerhouse in the industry, both with the authorized dealer brands they cover, but also the pre-owned collection that they have. Let's get into this guy here. This is the Doxa Sharkhunter Beta. Here's the part number. I'll put it in the link down below. It's 830-20-10120. It is a special Doxa for sure, as you can clearly tell. There are some really standout models from Doxa. The Clive Cussler, this guy. There's some other ones. Some gold ones, some ceramic ones. This one happens to be gold and ceramic, as well as some titanium parts of it as well. Case size on this, I measure from here to here, 42.85. They're calling it a 42, but maybe 42 is like from there to there. I'm not sure. The lug to lug is 45. That's what makes this cushion case still fit well, because it has a shorter lug to lug. Even though it is a little bit wider, it doesn't really wear like it is. The thickness, only 12.16 millimeter. This is part of the Beta collection. I just did that Beta Caribbean. That one's crazy thin too. Much thinner than the Sub 300T that I have. I'm very impressed with the Beta collection for sure. They really thinned it down. Very slim profile on the case back, the mid case, and some reduction done at the bezel. The lug opening is 20 millimeter. So if you want to wear it on a different fabric strap or something, you could. Comes on this really nice FKM rubber strap. Or is it vulcanized rubber? Something like that. I think it's FKM. Has a simple fold-over clasp, very similar to the one that is on mine. Has a quick adjust here for dive extension. And it's very smooth opening and closing. This is a cut-to-fit strap. So if you're, not up to the task, there are little indents here to navigate. I would just say go one section at a time. You want to be maybe one section shorter on the 6 o'clock. The only reason I say that, unless it's an absolute even cut, is because if you're a little bit shorter on the 6 o'clock side, it tends to keep the watch from trying to rotate to the outer part of your wrist, because oftentimes, we're holding our hands like this, and the watch naturally wants to roll over that way. So if you go a little bit shorter on the 6, it keeps the watch balanced. At least on bracelets, probably the same scenario for straps. 6.5 millimeter screw down crown, keeping the 300 meter water resist. There is some coating on the crown that would all need to be removed, but the crown and the bezel are both 18 karat 3N gold. I'm not sure what the 3N means. If there's any metallurgist out there watching, maybe clue me in on what that actually is. I don't know. I know what 18 karat is, but the bezel has that standard Doxa DNA collector there where it's angled, so it has plenty of traction. Nice 120 click bezel. I believe we have a ceramic bezel insert, as well as a ceramic case. Titanium barrel. So I'm guessing like the mid part, the inner part of the structure of the case is titanium, as well as the case back is a titanium and then coated. So that's the construction of it. COSC movement inside, I suspect, I can't verify unless I pull a case back off, because Doxa doesn't really disclose that information. It allows them to source whatever they need to source, but in today's market, odds are it's probably the Sellita SW200, but in a COSC grade. It could be the ETA 2824, but I don't know. It's a 38-hour power reserve, regardless. Like kind of a black lacquer handset, a matte textured dial, gold colored applied markers, and a fully blacked out framed in black date wheel with black numbers. So it is kind of like blacked out. but that black and gold just looks good. I mean, it's definitely more of a fashion type style of a watch, but still Doxa pedigree and has that Doxa ability to just be a tough watch overall. Price point, I really don't want to talk about price point too much, but it's roughly around that $7,000 mark, give or take. Click the link because prices are kind of going up on a lot of things. But I do know that sometimes you might have a discount option. Not saying you will have it on this one because it's variable and it's not just brand to brand. It could be model to model. So keep that in mind when you're looking for watches or working with an authorized dealer. There's so many variables when you're hunting for some of these watches. Let me pop this guy on wrist so we can check that out. And then we will check out the Lume on it as well. Wow, this thing would fit a mat. Look how long, look. There's a ton of material there. So you're going to be cutting quite a few, I think, if you have my size wrist. So here it is on wrist. Great looking watch. And don't be too intimidated by that 42.85 that I said for a couple of reasons. One, cushion case, super thin, but also black watches, on the outside black watches, kind of just look a little bit smaller on wrist than their full stainless steel counterparts. All right, let's get this thing off wrist. Let's give it a quick blast with the UV light. Turn off the studio lights and see how much glowy glow we have. We have plenty. Here it is next to my Doxa, which I did not charge, but I would assume they're pretty much similar as far as Lume goes. Both plenty of Lume for these style watches. Thanks for watching, guys, and a big thanks to Exquisite Timepieces, the entire crew there, for continued support of the channel, sending me these awesome watches so I get to check them out and you guys get to view them too. I'll see you on the next vid.